Welcome back to Frederick Advice Givers, episode 152. I'm Eric Verdi. To my right here is Kenny Haines with Advanced Services HVAC here just outside of Frederick in Middletown. Advanced Services is a unique company. Unlike most other HVAC companies, they do their own fabrications in-house. So everything that you see on the job site that they do is fabricated in-house here, which is unique. There's only 2 or 3 other companies in the area that do their own fabrications, right? And then you also mentioned, and we'll get into this in the interview, you do a lot of geothermal.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna delve down that path during the interview because that really does interest me with where that whole market and that whole geothermal is going. So I'll follow up with that in a minute. So Kenny Haines here, Advanced HVAC, Advanced Systems HVAC. So Kenny, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where did you grow up, what do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
I'm Kenny Haines, of course, and I grew up in the Middletown, Myersville area.
Okay.
Born and raised here all my life. I went to Middletown High School, of course, and graduated in 1984, and that's when I started in this business for my dad in 1984.
Okay. So your dad, so you grew up around this. Did you work on the jobs as a kid?
Yes, yep. I sure did. Yep.
Okay.
Any chance I got, I was able to go out and work with him.
Awesome. And what business was your dad's?
He had a company called Tom Haines Oil Burner Service at the time, and he ran that business for probably 8 or 10 years.
Okay.
And then we progressed into this, and I've worked in the HVAC industry all my life.
Okay. So where we are now is Ralph's shop. The owner of Advanced Services. You basically run the shop, the operations, the guys, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you take care of all the day to day.
All the day to day, yes.
You guys drive around to different job sites, all that kind of fun stuff?
I'm at all the jobs. I meet with all the superintendents, business owners, customers, anybody that we're putting something in with. I normally go out and see their job.
Okay. And then you guys have an office manager too.
Yes, we have an office manager her name's Beth Dival. She runs the day-to-day operations in the office, billing, pays the bills, does the billing, and deals with all the headache stuff.
So how long have the two of you been with Ralph?
Beth probably came, I'm gonna guess, 2009.
Okay. Okay, so 9 years. And you've been here for how long?
I've been here since 2007.
Okay, and that's basically when Ralph went from a one-man shop that started to grow.
And we started to grow. Yeah, we had a vision to grow the business, and we got together, and here we are now.
Okay. Now, I think I know the answer to this question, but why did you guys choose the Frederick area and specifically Middletown to open a shop and do business?
We both grew up here. We were born and raised here. We know everybody. All the local people at the time. We've run across. Either Ralph worked in their homes or I did. So we had an edge there coming into the business in Middletown. Right.
It's not what you know sometimes, it's who you know. Yes. And exactly. So people ask me, how are you successful in the other business that I do? Well, I've been around for 42 years. My entire life, I've been in the Frederick area. So it's easy to do business with people that know you and have known you when you were 5 years old and playing baseball with them or whatever.
Exactly.
They know who you are. They know the person you are, right?
Right.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. So what is the last purchase that you splurged on either for yourself or your family?
For myself or my family, I guess the last big splurge we did is we visited California to visit my son. Okay. And most of the money we splurge, or most of the things we do to splurge, are for our guys here at the shop. Okay. But for personally, we took a trip to California.
Awesome. How old's your son?
27.
Any grandkids yet?
He has a son that's going to be 2 here coming in September.
Awesome. So is that your only grandkid?
That's our only grandchild, yes.
Okay, so they get to come back for the holidays or anything?
They travel back for the holidays, some throughout the summer, and of course we'll go out and visit them as well.
Awesome. Cool. It's tough to have a family member, especially a grandchild, all
way
the way
far
across
away.
the country.
Yeah, you got that right.
I bet. All right, so what hobby or interest personally could you spend hours doing?
My biggest hobby is hunting. I'd spend days in the mountain if I could.
You ever do any hunting trips?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Normally go every year on a big trip.
Where do you go?
The last trip we went, of course, my favorite place is Colorado.
Okay.
And a buddy of mine and I spent 14 days in the Rockies in a tent.
Okay. Very cool. So what's the most either exotic or the biggest game animal that you've killed?
I've not gotten an elk, so the biggest game animal I've killed would be a black bear.
Okay. And how far away was that from you?
10 yards.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I bet that was
It's very exciting.
I bet that got the heart pumping, didn't it?
Not too bad. No, that not too bad.
Okay. Wow. All right, Kenny. So I can't imagine a black bear 10 yards away from.
Oh yeah.
So were you waiting on him to come up to you? Did he pop out?
He came to me. I was actually walking to my stand on opening morning.
Okay.
And he came to me. So
wow.
Made a quick morning.
I bet it did. So did you either mount him or have the fur?
We had the hide done, and of course the meat never goes to waste. We eat everything we take.
Awesome. All right, Kenny. So when you wake up in the morning, helping run the business and the day-to-day operations for Ralph, and you are basically like a business owner because you're helping grow the business, right?
Yes.
So what's that why inside of you? What's the drive behind you and waking up every morning to come grow the business?
We have 10 or 12 guys or 12 people that depend on us, and my drive is to get here and get work going and make sure we have plenty of work to keep them happy.
Right. Cool. So what a piece of advice would you give somebody that's just starting out in business? It doesn't have to be specifically HVAC. It could be anything that you guys have found over the years has been successful for you.
Answer your phone. When people call you, answer your phone. If you don't get it answered, call them back and be honest.
Right.
And we thrive to give you more than what you pay for in our business. We like to be honest. We answer our phone all the time.
Okay.
Even after business hours, we have a girl that answers our telephone, so you get a live person anytime you call us.
Okay. And all right, so now let's talk about your business and your business model. Explain to people, and most listeners and viewers might not understand, an HVAC system, they've got the condenser outside, they've got the unit inside, then they've got all this stuff running through their house. Explain what an HVAC system does. Explain your custom fabrications and why that's unique.
We do ours are unique because we of course all of our stuff is made here to shop.
Okay.
We purchase certain items that you have to.
Right.
We're unique because of course we do a lot of geothermal work, and when we go into a home to do duct work, we'll actually do zoning. So you see that one duct system running through your house, you may have 2 or 3 trunk ducts off of your unit
right.
that operate one area of your home off of its own thermostat. So we've kind of made that one of our own things to do, going in. So if your master bedroom wants to be a different temperature, we can make that happen as opposed to the rest of the home.
Okay. And so the fabrication is you go out, and this is typically just for new construction, right? On existing construction, you don't really have to refabricate stuff?
We don't refabricate the duct system in the house, but we fabricate the plenums and anything to hook the new system up to the existing ductwork.
Okay. Now explain geothermal, the different types, because aren't there ones that go out and the ones that go down?
Right.
Explain that, the differences, the advantages, so we can kind of get a...
The advantages to geothermal, you have 2 loop types. You have a ground or a trenched loop, which you may have 600-800 feet of pipe depending upon the tonnage of your system, or you have a vertical loop, which is drilled straight down, and that's also dependent upon tonnages, how deep and how many. And you're actually working off of the Earth's temperature to heat and cool your home rather than the outdoor ambient air temperature, which you would see on an air-to-air system.
Okay.
So the geothermal is pulling 52 to 55 degree water temperature out of the ground and putting that into your house, and it's easier to heat that air to the temperature desired in your home rather than the outdoor temperature on an air-to-air system.
So how many of those, has that really taken expanded and exploded the last few years. How many of those do you guys do a year?
We'll do roughly 10 to 20 a year, depending upon the market. One of our builders is predominantly geothermal.
Okay.
So we, 90% of the work we do for that builder, we put geothermal in.
Okay.
So it has grown, and it's growing each day. The government, of course, gives tax credit, and the state gives some grant money, and Potomac Edison actually gives some money to install that system.
Okay. So I'm on an existing house. I've lived there 10 years. I want to convert my system over to geothermal. Is that possible, or is that only done on new construction?
Nope, you can convert. It's very easy, and we've done townhouses with lots that are like a postage stamp. You can get a drill rig in and make it happen.
Okay. And just for my knowledge, like cost-wise, putting in a new system, 2-zone, typical 8 to 12,000 probably. Putting in a geothermal, how the cost double? Obviously, it's going to be more. It's going to be more to put in geothermal because
you're 30 to 40% more.
Okay.
But what helps you out is, of course, the rebates and the tax credits.
Okay. Well, 30 to 40% more is not that bad.
Right.
I imagine there's the tax credits you say, and I imagine electric bills are going to be.
They're substantially lower.
Okay.
We've had customers tell us that they've not seen a change in their electric usage or bill since we put the geo system in, but not all have given us that information, just a few.
Okay. All right, Kenny, so when you guys started the business in 07?
07.
When you guys came together in 07, what is something that you guys thought you would do or do better, or it would go in a direction that hasn't kind of panned out like you guys envisioned in the beginning?
We had, at that time, I think we had big ideas of doing a lot of builder work, and some of the builder work just doesn't work into our scope of work. So we decided, that wasn't going to fit. It was not going to make us any profit.
Right.
So we strictly do custom work.
You mean like the track builders?
The track builders. We don't.
We all
work
know
track.
who the big ones are.
Yes.
I'm not gonna name them, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's so I've been in real estate since 2002, and I've had friends that have worked in various industries that either gave supplies or subcontractors to the track builders. The builders that build 500 to 5,000 houses a year. And when the economy dipped, I'd hear from them that X Homes came back and instead of paying us $1,000 for that fireplace that we've supplied to them for years, they're going to pay us $600 now.
Right.
And so in reality, when that kind of depression, recession happened, it wasn't the big builder that was losing out because they just squeezed the little guy. They squeezed the contractors.
Exactly.
They squeezed you guys.
They told us what we could charge them.
Right. And so I think your model of being custom, I think you had mentioned you work with 2 or 3 smaller custom builders doing your own fabrications. I think that's a sustainable one because those guys, they can build their 10 to 12 to 15 houses a year pretty much in any economy.
Right.
Right. All right. So in the last 3 years, what's a choice you've made or what's a pivotal moment that's led us to where we are and you are today?
The last 3 years, we've done a lot of really exciting things. One of the things, getting our name out. We don't really advertise highly, but we did take the chance of going into the CTC program with Frederick County Public Schools. Right. I've actually helped Mr. Crum in the classroom a couple of times. Helped the kids build a house.
Okay.
We judge their working at the fairground at the builder show. Just getting ourselves out there in the public a little bit more.
That's a great program.
Right, it is. It really is.
It helps a lot of people and gets a lot of people getting those life skills and getting those, foundational for when they get out of school. Maybe they're not, they don't get all A's, and their college isn't in their future. But getting the skills to do, work like this is invaluable.
The trades are hurting for people.
Right.
And, that program to us is a lifesaver because you're getting kids that may not want to go to college that can go to CTC and learn a trade, and then they're hireable when they come out of school.
Exactly. Okay, so I've sat across the microphone from 151 other entrepreneurs and business owners. I get to ask questions. I get to gain insight in every interview that I do. I want to flip the script here for a moment.
Okay.
And we met 30 minutes ago. We've got mutual acquaintances. We talked to some mutual friends before the interview, but we just met each other. So I want you to ask me a question.
What, other than podcast, what do you do?
That's a good question. So 3 years of Advice Givers. It has been phenomenal. I'm actually in real estate.
Okay.
I've been in real estate since '02. Started with a small company, been around, like we had mentioned earlier, my entire life in Frederick. And then almost 2 years ago now, my former partner and I kind of parted ways. We'd had a different vision of where real estate and the model was going for the real estate industry and brokerages. So I started my own company. So that's my day job. I do Advice Givers as kind of my way to give back to the community, to other business owners. About 6 years ago, kind of unlocked the key, unlocked the door, figured out a way to really help my business, which was by telling stories. Okay, getting people to put a face behind advanced services, getting people to put a face behind real estate services. And that kind of ramped up everything that I did, and I wanted to be able to give back to other business owners that don't have a platform. Everybody's got the Facebook, everybody's got Twitter or Instagram, but most businesses don't use it properly as far as the content they're putting out. A picture of a saying is all great, but when they really know who the person is, you killed a bear that was 10 yards away, I'm going to remember that forever. Kenny's that guy that wasn't scared when a bear was 10 yards away from him. When people can put a face and a story behind Advanced Services or Impact Maryland Real Estate or XYZ Travel Company, it brings a closer connection. So it's not just a company, it's a person behind the company. On top of that, I'm wearing the Impact Club shirt today. We've got a platform, Impact Club, that is my way to give back to the community as a whole. So each quarter, Impact Club members, we're at 249 members right now. Each quarter, the members donate $100 to a charity.
Oh, cool.
How we pick that charity is members. If you were a member of the Impact Club, you could nominate one to three charities. You get 3 nominations. Those charities, we typically get between 60 and 90 nominations. Those charities are drawn at random to come and present to our members. Our next meeting is actually August 14th at the Blue Side, which used to be the old Ben Street Roll Bar.
Yes.
I know if you're a Frederick guy, you know where the Roll Bar used to be.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
At the Blue Side, August 14th, 3 charities will come and present to our members. They literally get on stage, tell a 5-minute story about what they do, who they help. At the end of that 15 minutes, all the members vote on the charity that they want to receive that quarter's donation.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So this is our 7th event. It's a winner take all. We've donated over $139,000 to 6 local charities. And the premise is, you might have $100 a quarter or $400 a year to donate, but you don't think your $400 is going to make an impact on a charity. One specific charity. What's my little $400 a year going to do to the Hartley House or Blessings in the Backpack? Yeah, it's very nice and they appreciate it. But when you can combine forces with 250 other people, that $25,000 or that $100,000 a year, that makes a massive impact.
It's very helpful.
It is. So that's who I am. That's how we kind of give back to business owners and to the community.
Cool.
It's a good question.
Yep. And what do you do in your free time?
I've got 2 boys.
Oh, wow.
So another good follow-up question. I coach my oldest soccer and my youngest I kind of help assistant coach. So literally every night in the fall, winter, spring, I'm coaching. Literally every night. So that's why doing what I do in real estate and having partners that are great and help out, I'm up probably like you, working 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I can block out my day between 5 and 8 or 9 at night.
Right.
It's kind of my family time. And then I might answer emails or take phone calls after 9 o'clock at night. So my family, my boys, is what I kind of do in my spare time.
And that's part of your life that always be with you, hanging with your kids.
It is, and they're growing up quick. They're 11 and 9 right now. And I tell everybody, like, this, pretty much from when the youngest was about 5, this kind of time period right now, it's pretty cool. Like the oldest is in middle school, so it's starting to get to the end of being fun and hanging out with dad. But it's good questions.
And now, are you local?
I am.
You said you were local. You grew up in Frederick, or?
I grew up down in Imesville. So my grandfather was a dentist in Bethesda, and in 1957 he bought a 150-acre farm in Imesville. And my dad, he was 12 at the time. He graduated. He was actually the first graduating class of Linganore High School.
Okay.
And then he ran a horse farm, a thoroughbred horse farm. He still kind of runs it, although he's pretty much retired. Ran a horse farm my entire life. So my parents built a house on the farm. My wife and I, 10 years ago, had built a house on the farm. So my family hasn't moved from the same parcel of land since 1957.
That's pretty cool stuff.
It is. Yeah. It is. You're kind of out in the Middletown, Myersville, Keedysville area. The growth hadn't happened out here like it has down in Urbana, which is where I'm from.
Oh, yeah. Urbana has changed.
Oh, my gosh. All those, there used to be no stoplights. There used to be a little pizza shop and a Highs, and there was a straight shot from Urbana to my road where I live.
Right.
Now I've got five stoplights between where they were.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And you had Naughton Geisbert down
Exactly.
there.
Old Hoodie.
Yep.
We used to go see, do you remember Hoodie?
Oh, yeah.
We used to go see Hoodie all the time. My dad used to go there with the tractors.
Yep.
Hoodie was a great guy. Yeah, small world.
Isn't it?
Small world. So, Kenny, what failure or loss has kind of helped mold the person you are and to kind of set you up for who you are?
When I lost my dad, this was his thing. I mean, HVAC, so it drives me every day.
Right. How long ago did your dad pass?
6 years this year.
Okay. Sorry to hear that. And is your mom still around?
She's still around, yes.
Okay, she's still local?
She still lives same house we grew up in.
That's awesome.
Yep, my sister and I both try to take care, make sure she's all right and doing her thing. She's actually on vacation this week with my sister. So
good for her. So you have just one sister?
One sister, yes.
Awesome. Yeah, it's losing a family member that tight, that close it's tough.
Yeah, it really is.
It's tough, especially somebody, it sounds like you and your dad were very tight you worked with them. Mm-hmm. He probably kind of taught you the trade.
He did,
secrets.
yes.
Yeah, it's never easy, but I'm sure he's proud of what you guys are doing.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Awesome. Okay, so where do you guys see Advanced in the next 3 years and 10 years?
Next 3 years, we're still growing. So I figure in the next 3 years, we'd like to add a couple guys, a little more business. In 10 years, hopefully retirement.
Okay.
And the guys can take over, and Ralph and I can do our thing.
Right. More time with the grandkids, right?
More time with the grandkids, out shooting or whatever we do, But I think the business will be here for the duration. I think it's a good thing, and we do good work.
Awesome. All right. So, how would our listeners, viewers, get a hold of you? Phone number, website, Facebook, anything like that. Give us any contact information.
Yeah, our contact, as you can see on our sign, that's our email up there, and our phone number's the easiest way to get us, and somebody will always answer the telephone.
So 301-371-8807.
8807, that gets you here. You can look us up on Facebook. We're on there.
Okay. And the website's, because it's also audio, not just video.
Right.
It's Advanced Service HVAC, not services.
Right.
AdvancedServiceHVAC.com.
.com, yes.
Okay, cool. And then you guys are on Facebook?
And we're on Facebook. And most of the people in the Middletown, Myersville area know my cell phone, so they'll call that, and I don't put it out publicly, but a lot of people know that, and or stop by the house. It doesn't matter. Yeah, either here, my house, wherever. We're always available.
Always working. That's what the small business owner has to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to be available for your customers.
Anytime, yes.
Awesome.
My phone gets turned off at 9 o'clock at night, and that's family time.
Right.
After that, we have, like I said, we have someone that answers our telephone anytime.
Cool. Kenny, I appreciate you joining us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for including us in doing this.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure meeting you. It was a great conversation we had.
It was.
I appreciate it. That was Kenny Haines, Advanced Service HVAC, here in Middletown, episode 152 of Frederick Advice Givers. Make sure to check them out on the web at Advanced Service HVAC or call at 301-371-8807. Episode 152, Frederick Advice Givers, and we are out.